are happening for you the last few years. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
What's it like knowing you've gotten where you want to be?
I wouldn't say I got where I want to be yet, but it's definitely, I feel like we're on a good path, that's for sure. It's still, you know, I kind of have a theory that things don't necessarily sink in until, like, I think later. And because I'm just still working so hard, you know, I'm always playing shows, I'm writing, I'm always super focused on, you know, what's next. So it's kind of hard to just sit back and you know, take in what's happened so far. But there are those moments where you do that, you know, like you have like a team dinner or things like that where you actually celebrate, and those moments are really cool, you know, just to think about where I just moved to Nashville 3 years ago, and to think how far we've all came together as a team in that span is really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Your career hasn't been typical. I mean, I guess you could say in that you didn't work at Walmart, you didn't play in dive bars to get your music heard, so you've been truly blessed. But how do you keep it real?
Yeah, well, shoot, I grew up. I grew up in the country, you know, and I pretty much, as soon as I was old enough to drive, or actually as soon as I was old enough to just get a job, I had one. You know, I was always raised to believe that, you know, you work for what you got, and I think that's I'm very glad I was raised that way, you know. And my parents didn't have like a lot of money or anything, so it was also necessary. It wasn't just like a principle. It was kind of like, if you want something, you know, like we wish we could help, but you're gonna have to get it yourself, kind of thing. And they always did, you know, they always sacrificed so much for me. I played baseball growing up, and no, it's expensive. I played on a lot of travel teams and things like that, you know, traveling all around the country, and they made sure that I was able to do that. And I think I learned a lot from my parents as far as keeping it real too. It's just I think it's just all about people and how you treat them and how you feel about all and everything that goes with it.
Cool. I've heard you say that your dad is your best friend.
Yeah.
How has he influenced your life and career?
Well, I think it goes, you know, just to a lot of the sacrifices that I've seen them make together, him and my mom. You know, just the way we're very similar people as well. Me and my dad, we were very similar. So, like, when I was growing up, a lot of times we butted heads. I wasn't as close to him growing up as I am now, or as I have been in the past 4 or 5 years. You know, I think he just saw a lot of himself in me, and he didn't want me to, you know, to make the same mistakes he did and all that kind of thing. So we butted heads, and I was, you know, I was a kid, you know, just smart little kid, and but my dad is just, he's always done everything it takes to make sure the people he loves are taken care of. And I think that's probably the biggest thing I learned from him.
What are the 2 most important things you want people to know about you?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Only two things that I would.
You can name more if you want.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think of like the 2 most important things. I don't know. I guess one is I still feel like exactly the same as when I moved to Nashville. When I all this stuff, you know, it's all crazy and awesome to me. But I still, you know, have a lot of the same friends back home that I still talk to, and just a lot. I still am a very family oriented type of person. I guess I just try to make sure I keep that so I stay down to earth, you know. And 2. I don't know what the second one would be. I guess how important my faith is to me. I have a lot of faith. My dad was a preacher growing up as well, so I grew up and I didn't necessarily get it just because of him being a preacher. You know, I went through a phase in my life where I rejected it all, and I wanted to find my own way, you know, and my own way led me back to that. So I consider that important to me. Yeah.
What have you learned from working and touring in Florida Georgia Line?
Yeah, those boys, they've taken me into the family, you know. Pretty much ever since I met them, we have a lot of the same connections and same people that we work with. So I met them almost, I'd say I met them 6 months after moving to Nashville, and I think just I feel like their drive grows every day, even though with all the success they've had, you know, I feel like they can easily kind of coast through and just it is what it is kind of thing, you know, and do whatever they wanted. But I still see both of them having so much focus and so much love for riding still, and for just growing their brand. You know, they're doing all kinds of things with the whiskey, with their FGL house, with everything that they got going on. So I think just you know, if you ever get to that point, if you know, just keeping that focus and really, I mean, you can just tell how much they love it. So I've learned a lot of things from them for sure.
All right, and then can we do some really rapid fire getting to know more Wallen questions?
Yeah.
All right, what's your favorite Southern food?
Biscuits and gravy, sausage and gravy.
How do you flavor your grits?
I don't like grits.
Really?
I grew up my own cream of wheat instead of grits. They're kind of similar things. I probably grits are better for you. I don't know. Actually, no.
No, I don't.
They're
think
all
so.
bad. Probably I would just Bo Wallace. That's my it's like my alter ego. Like if we're partying, I don't really get into it that much anymore. But we played whenever I was first doing radio tour. I went to a radio station and they had my name as Bo Wallace. So like my actual name, they had put that on the thing. Like we're welcoming Bo. I don't know who or how they did that, but I was like, yeah, I'm using that. So I'd probably use that.
Bo Wallace. All right. Does your mind ever wander when you're performing?
No, not really. Performing is probably like the only place my mind doesn't wander.
Okay.
It's kind of like a safe place.
What's your spirit animal?
Probably just a dog. I like dogs.
Sweet. Do you have any tattoos?
No tattoo.
All right. Favorite sport?
To play right now, golf. To watch, I'd probably go with basketball.
Favorite sports team?
Tennessee Volunteers.
All right. Favorite player?
Favorite sports player? Tom Brady.
Okay. Last one. Have you named your mullet?
Nah. Well, actually, some people in my camp have started like throwing around nicknames. So far, the one I like the best is called Tennessee Waterfall. So, wait, ain't that what it's called, Phil? She said if I name my mullet, don't y'all call it the Tennessee Waterfall?
Tennessee Water Slide.
Tennessee Water Slide. That's it.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
All right, good.
Thank you so
very
much.
much.